For people that may not be familiar, can you overview Summer and Winter Strong a little bit?
Okay, yeah, sure. So Summer Strong started 18 years ago, 17, 18 years ago, whatever. We just did 18. Is that what it was? 17. I can't remember. It's been a lot. So it started as my dad's birthday party. So years and years and years ago, I said, Pops, birthday's next week. What do you want to do? He said, let's just invite people to the gym. Let's cook out. Let's maybe get a keg. Let's lift weights, invite all the local lifters. Let's have a good time. And so the first time, 38 people from 5 different states showed up with a 1 week notice. Some were Olympic lifters, some were power lifters, some were sandbag enthusiasts. And so all these different people. And what we saw was immediately the first person started doing their craft, and they would teach those around them. And then it would just morph into the next person teaching their craft, and everyone would listen. The next person. And so you had someone that was a sandbag guru learning Olympic lifting from an Olympic weightlifter, and a strongman was learning how to snatch. And then later when they did stones and walked the yokes, those athletes were coming out and learning from that person. So you saw this beautiful marriage of, hey, here's my toys. You guys could all play with them, and we're going to kill the ego between this. So it grew into something that it kind of a TED Talk, seminar, competition, group therapy, family reunion.
It's huge now.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your typical attendance at one?
We cap it at around 650.
Okay.
And that's because we have to.
Right.
We just can't take anymore. But it is taken on a life of its own, which is exactly what we wanted. We wanted people that knew, like we said, how to summer strong.
Right.
And it's a whole different element. So the idea is you bring dissimilar people under the guise of human performance, and human performance looks differently. Human performance could look like an Olympic shot putter. It could look like a tier 1 operator. It could look like a knife maker. And all of it is human performance in a different way. And we could all learn something from each other. And when we realize you get dissimilar people together, the beauty of it is there becomes mutual respect, because you get 2 football players in the same place. Well, there's a common language, and they're going to compete against each other and try to figure out who was the best. Even if they're both Hall of Famers, there's still going to be that, yeah, but I won this many Super Bowls. Or if it's a SEAL and there's another SEAL or another guy from, they're going to be cool, but there's always going to be a little bit of ish.
It's called the big dick contest.
Yeah, right. Right. Well, and that was the thing. It's like,
never been invited to one of those.
Yeah, the problem is, never got the memo. But, and so what we attempt to do is kill that structure of the big dick contest. Go, hey, here's the thing. What if we weren't measuring? And what if we could all respect each other and be interested in each other's success, learn from each other, and not have to think who the coolest person in the room with? And we started off, and I say, I don't care who you are. You're not the coolest person in this room.
Ever.
Go ahead and just realize that right now. And if you think you're the baddest dude in the world, there's some other guy in this room that will clean you out.
To confirm that. So first time he asked me to speak at Summer Strong, I researched it. I knew what it was, but I thought, man, they're coming to hear me. So I walk in the door. Hey, Bert, how you doing, man? Oh, Brandon, let me introduce you. This is Jed Logan, 4-time Olympic hammer thrower. This is an operator, yada, yada, yada. And it was that way around the room. But what was so interesting to me is, like, 3 seconds in the door, it's not about me anymore. But it was, because Judd sat down and he was like, so what do you do? He told me nothing about himself. It was, what do you do? What are you into? What's your lifts like? The other guy, same kind of thing. And that's the way it was around the room. Is I think Bert is this way, but I think he pulls people in this way. It's curiosity.
Right.
People that have a
story, background.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The thing about,
I'm never competing against you.
That's right.
But you've obviously been very, very high level. So I'm very interested to hear how you got to the highest level.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right?
Gotcha.
The thing about the Summer Strong and Winter Strong, I think, that I've noticed is obviously the speakers, obviously the equipment, obviously all those moving pieces. But I would bet half or more will tell you that their most influential moment comes from the breakouts, where people just go sit down at a table, 4 guys, total strangers, nothing in common, but everything's in common.
Yeah.
Right.
The struggles are in common, the wins are common, and that's where you start to realize, wait a minute, I'm not as fucked up as I thought I was. Because a lot of these guys are transitioning either from, they just got let go from a job where they were crushing it, but the team lost. not their fault, but they're a strength coach. So they go out with the program.
They're gone. That's
so
right.
it's like you get a lot of these guys. It's a networking event. It's
Or a guy won an Olympic gold medal and now he's not in the sport anymore, is wondering what's his value in life.
Yeah.
You've been to the top of the thing and he's still wondering years
Now
later, now what?
Now what?
But he's sitting beside another guy that's also in that now what, because they just transitioned out of the command and they're sitting beside each other at dinner and they get talking. This guy doesn't give a shit that this dude did all these cool ops. And this guy, or like what it was, a shot putter and a tier 1 operator going to compare? Like,
Right.
are they going to like, I'm better? Like, we did two different things.
Two different things.
Oh, but that's how you felt? Oh, that's how you used to prepare? And then my payment is I see them a year later sitting beside each other again at lunch because they're all sharing and
They've got that bond going.
they got the bond. And I see them doing vacations together and their families are together. I'm like, yes, if we could sew all of these dissimilar type people together, we could truly like knit together a community. Like that's the definition of the community.
I love it.
And that's what it's about. It's not about people see the video, like, oh, you guys got a big bro lifting deadlift. It's like, no, that's a part of it. People like deadlifting. It's just a celebration of strength. People, if they want to train their asses off to pull a big deadlift that afternoon, great.
Right.
I'm glad you do.
Right.
And I hope you enjoy it. But you better be clapping for the people. If you're not doing, I tell everyone, everyone here has a job. The people on the stage, they're here to feed you and donate their time to feed you. The people in the audience, you are here to feed them back, ask great questions, to support them in and off of this platform, and to give them something of value. If you cannot be valuable in this room, please be an adult and just leave.
Right.
And so that's Summer Strong. Winter Strong is a bit of a different ilk. It's an immersion event that we've done. This if you took the strength and conditioning world and the outdoor world and you glommed them together and you shook it up and put them out at our farm for a weekend, an immersion event. And that's a whole different animal.
It definitely sounds like something for BP Outdoor.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good deal. It's fun.
Well,
It's fun. Sometimes you get really, really shitty weather and it's really fun.
Yeah.
I bet.
you start to see who wants to quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think if you truly were to look at the spider web of what, and that's why I call him the nucleus, like truly, if you were to look at all just in my life, just in his life, or just in any individual person's life, the inroads that they've made at Summer Strong that have led to jobs, to, opportunities, to seminars. I mean, I've been around the world because of affiliations I've made with Sorinex, and it's like the hands are always there to help you up. I can't think of a person that I've ever sought advice, consult, anything from in that community that has been negative in any way.
I mean, you get blackballed if you do.
Yeah, I mean, there's
If
people
you're not here to help, then hey, thanks, man.
Bye.
Out of the
Thanks
pool.
for your time.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to jive with everybody, but even people that like kind of rub me the wrong way sometimes, man, I can glean something from them and give something back to them. And
Right.
don't just come to the table to eat. Bring some food.
Yeah.
you
And
know?
the goal is hopefully you change people. Hopefully if people show up and they have that ego about them, like honestly, a Brandon, showed up like I'm the dude. And
I was.
Yeah. I mean, we were pumped to have him and it was like, holy crap, it's freaking Brandon Lilly with this.
Yeah.
But immediately I think he found like he was a dude.
Of dudes. He was a
wasn't
dude
the
of
only
dudes.
dude.
Yeah.
And upon injuries and a distance where maybe his image of himself was in a low spot, those other guys that were there that were also dudes were also going, hey, dude, you all right?
Yeah.
Hey, like you are still valuable. I don't care how much you lift or didn't lift. Hey, thanks for helping me out. Hey, you want to get together? Like that's the strength of it. That's the success. If that doesn't happen, I don't give a shit how much people deadlift.
Right,
It doesn't really matter.